Hi everyone, this is my speedrun of Resident Evil 1, Chris, Knife Only. It's not too terribly different from a regular Chris any percent run.
I don't know what happened.
Routing-wise, anyway.
Barry! Where's Barry?
Well, I'm sorry, but he's probably...
No. What is that?
I'll go and check.
Okay, Jill and I will stay in the hall in case of an emergency.
Chris? Take care.
So it's a pretty straightforward... It's pretty straightforward if you've already seen a Chris any percent run. The rules of the run are you use the knife only. Hence why it is called knife only. Damage is fine. Using the item box is fine. Using healing items is fine. You're just only allowed to use the knife. So what that means is you have to get the bad ending.
Wesker? Jill?
Because if you get the good ending, where you fight the tyrant on the heliport, then you have to use the rocket launcher.
What happened to Jill and Wesker?
So the first real obstacle coming up is this zombie. Start by pushing the statue and meeting the zombie. Then run between you and the zombie and the statue and, I don't know, maybe get bit. But the objective is to get him to fall on the ground and out of the way of the statue. It's actually really, really tough to get it consistent. There is a method for it, but I think it would take a little too long for me to explain and still be timely and organized. So I'll get to that some other time.
Whoa! What is it?
What? Oh no! Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You must be from the Bravo team.
Yes, I'm Rebecca Chambers. I'm a newcomer. I just joined the Stars Bravo team last month. Well, I'm really sorry. Are you all right?
Yes. I'm Chris Redfield from the Alpha team. Are you the only person here from the Bravo team?
Well, because the helicopter made a forced landing, I just ran into this house anyway, but I
see. There's nothing else you could have done anyway. It's good you're here.
Yes, sir. But it's strange. I serviced the helicopter recently, but something went wrong with the engine. It was such a short flight. Well, what should I do now? If you go out to search for the other members, how about letting me come with you?
It's pretty dangerous outside. Let me take care of it.
I understand. For now, I'll wait here, since there are a lot of chemicals in this room and they might be useful. Well, I'll look over the chemicals.
Telling Rebecca no here will basically force her to stay in the infirmary the whole time. And the last time you ever see her in the speedrun is whenever you go to do the piano puzzle, which we are about to do next. I guess while we're doing this, I might be able to explain the way the zombie knife trick works on the statue. So it goes a little something like this. You slash the zombie, then you move to the left, and if you slash him again while he's not paying attention, then he'll immediately snap to you. Then you can back up and get him around the statue that way. And then just try to space him out for like 2-3 more slashes. 1 to 2 more slashes, actually.
It's me, Chris.
That's probably the best way that I can describe it.
Is that you, Rebecca?
But I'd have to slow it down frame by frame to really explain what's going on.
Ah, it's the Moonlight Sonata.
Can you play? Wait, what is that?
My interpretation is off a little. Chris, may I practice for a while?
Choose yes.
See? Just relax and play.
All right.
All you need to do to get Rebecca to stop playing is go through the double doors and then return to the piano room and she'll be done. But because we need to go get the chemical and kill the plant anyway, we're gonna need to go to the other side of the mansion. This is also a glitchless run, by the way, so it falls under the glitchless category, which is why I'm going the old any % route. To do that dodge there, just hold up until the camera angle change, and while the camera angle is changing, hold up and right. That way, you will gain push priority while the zombie is turning, and also have just enough leeway to shove him out of the way before he turns and grabs you. While I have gotten a little bit more consistent at this dodge, it's probably not so easy as Chris. What you need to do is you need to go to the very edge, wait for the zombie to turn towards the wall to the right, and then you can just squeeze past him. This one here, there's a way to dodge around him without stopping, but I actually haven't broken it down and tried to learn it yet. Maybe some other time. So for this zombie here, run forward 4 steps, he'll pop out, and then you can go to the tiger statue room. Then on the way out of the room, you have to be mindful of which direction the zombie is facing. You'll see that in a sec. If the zombie turns to the left, then you go the other way, and vice versa. It is possible to also run around this zombie that I got bit by, but once again, none such luck, because I don't know exactly the running pattern to go, and I think it might also be RNG based on what direction the first zombie is turning. Because it means that you have to be at a specific position on a specific frame of the zombie's movement for it to also move a specific direction. It might be based on a global timer or something, I actually have no idea. Hug the outer wall, and then hug the inner wall, and then you'll just glide right by that zombie. And now we go back to Rebecca in order to get the gold emblem.
Chris! Chris! You like it?
Oh, that was great.
What is that?
So with that, we are now on our way out of the mansion. So for Yawn, in order to get the moon crest, the fastest dodge to use in this situation is to hold down and left for roughly 1 step, and then hold up and right, and then you should be able to dodge around him the first time. Now, you also have to run a very specific line the second time, turn left, head towards that lip, and then you have to turn outwards in order to cut around the boxes. It's a very precise, very straight line, way, way tougher than the one I used in my no damage run, but it is fairly consistent. In order to get around that zombie, you should actually turn in place. Don't do what I did there. Even though what I did there did work. And then just run behind him. For some reason, he won't turn towards his left. Well, I mean, he will turn towards his left, but not until it's a little too late for him to actually grab you. So by then, you can actually hit the double doors and go into the statue room here. As you can see, you don't actually have to completely cover the vents. I did not do this in my Jill run. But you don't have to completely cover the vents. They just have to be on a certain position, a certain range of coordinates, for it to actually register as the grates are covered. Twinge up and right when going behind that zombie, and then you just go around the corner. Then hold up and left, hug the wall, move as straight as possible. You'll get past that zombie before he can raise his arms all the way. Pivot in place. If you hold up and right, then you'll run to the loving arms of that particular zombie that we just ran by. So we're going to hit the switches like so. Picture of a newborn baby, picture of an infant, picture of a lively boy, picture of a young man, picture of a tired middle-aged man, picture of a bold-looking old man. The title is The End of Life. And then you get the Star Crest. And that's the last crest you need. Oh yeah. I'm playing the Japanese version. The reason for that is because faster text. You don't actually need to know Japanese in order to beat a game in Japanese. You just need to know how the event triggers work. That's all. I tried to space out that zombie in order to get around him. I completely forgot the correct dodge to take in that situation. Whenever I did my Chris and Jill runs on PSP on my old channel, I was able to do that pretty easily. But since I stopped actively running the game, I kind of forgot. So as you can see, this is a pretty slipshod run. I'm going to admit that right away. So it's actually quite difficult to say how much time I'm actually off of the world record, which is 58:14, I think. Whatever, it's 58 and some change by Bakba Soup. Anyway. Hug that planter, go around the other planter, hit the gate. Pretty straightforward. The dogs generally should not hit you. I don't actually remember the exact time, because I wasn't really trying to break any world records, so... But I should commentate those other 2 runs that I did on PSP in the future, because I actually did put a fair bit into making those. And while I don't feel like improving them, I think they'll be pretty good for commentary, so... So there's going to be 3 dogs instead of 2. Kind of messed up on the dodge pattern there. You go to the right of the first dog, and then you aim for the corner on the second dog, and the third dog you're actually supposed to... Wow, I didn't even give myself enough time before going to take damage again. But that one you're actually supposed to take damage on. This is like one of the few instances where a speedrun is actually going a lot faster than my commentary for it. But let's see. Yeah, pending RNG, that other zombie shouldn't catch up. That would be the absolute best pattern to get. And we're going to drop the armor key and pick up this first aid spray here. I decided not to exchange the armor key for the other first aid spray because I wanted to make sure that I would have a first aid spray for the Tyrant. As far as I'm aware, that tentacle has no kill trigger there, so it doesn't have a kill animation programmed for it, so it'll just, like, cause damage and just put Chris at 0 HP. Chris will die at -1 HP, but you can only reach -1 HP if a kill trigger is activated by specific enemy attack animations, such as the neck bite on a zombie, a pounce attack by the dog, which only happens in danger, the lower swipes by the hunter and the flying head chop by the hunter. Chimeras, I think... I'm not actually sure about Chimeras. And the Tyrant's 3-hit combo. But otherwise, yeah, no, not a lot of things kill you in this game. A little known fun fact, dogs can cause damage to you, but they can't actually kill you if you're facing with your back towards them. Because the only way that their kill trigger works, which is functioning as a grab, as a model force, means that you have to be facing towards them. And because it is a model force, Capcom didn't make it so that your own character model turns around in one frame like it does in the remake whenever you get grabbed. Like, if you get grabbed at a specific angle, either front or back, depending on whether there is a grab animation programmed for that particular angle, then you may or may not spin 180 degrees whenever you get hit by an attack that functions as a grab. The Tyrant's claw slashes actually function as that to some degree. We're going to go ahead and use the first aid spray in that menu there because we're already there. So we have full health for Plant 42. I was actually kind of hoping to not use the first aid spray until much later, but we kind of had to because we were already in danger by the time we picked up the red book, and it was really, really lucky that I got out of the red book room without that other zombie catching up and putting me back at the title screen. So instead, if I found that I was too low on health at a specific point, I would just pick up a couple of green herbs instead. Which is a terrible move, all things considered. Ideally, you want to be at full health with just one healing item by the time you hit Mansion 2, but regardless, Plant 42 fight. I actually legitimately have no idea how to identify any of Plant 42's RNG or even what the best pattern is to be able to get a no damage Plant 42 anytime you enter a room. But I would imagine that based on the starting animations of the tentacles, there's probably a couple of permutations, like there are in a no damage Plant 42 fight, that allow you to achieve similar results. I haven't found them yet. I got really lucky though. This is a no damage Plant 42 fight. Always a happy day whenever you get no damage Plant 42 with the knife, because that only happens maybe once every 400 tries or so. Maybe not once every 400 tries, more like once every 10 tries or so. I think I embellished it a little bit by saying 400.
Wesker!
But that's mostly because it took Zeno Kimura 400 tries.
Chris, you're alive.
Back when he held the world
My
record.
words exactly.
In 2009, maybe?
Where's Jill? Aren't you with Jill?
I'm sorry. We were attacked by a strange monster. I lost track of her while we were scouting around. I hope she's okay.
I see. Well, it's not your fault. This place is crazy. If we stay here, all of us will end up dead. What should we do, Wesker?
We have to complete this mission. Whether we escape or stay and look for Jill, we don't have many bullets left, and we can't even protect ourselves. We're still in trouble. Chris, there are a lot of locked rooms in that house. Check them out one more time. There must be a place to hide safely. I'll look around the house a little more.
Okay.
Let's get going.
So these dogs here have maybe 3 different spawning positions. Each of them do. It's actually more like 2 different spawning positions. That's about the only random enemy pattern in the game, is the dogs by the waterfall. So that one healing item that we used has to carry
What?
us all the way to the laboratory.
It must be a STARS radio. It's a little bit broken, but it might still be usable. I'll take it with me.
Because there's very little RNG on the enemies, it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. So to get around the first hunter there, hold up and right, and he'll usually slash. Sometimes he'll chase.
What are they? Monsters? Rebecca! Is she still in the house?
But in general, you should be able to get to the door pretty consistently. I would say that the hardest thing that isn't related to RNG in a knife speedrun would probably be either getting a perfect no-damage Black Tiger or a no-damage Tyrant fight. Tyrant is actually pretty hard. You could actually do the hang trick on the Tyrant, but it's actually really hard to set up, and I haven't really broken it down yet. What I need to do is I need to go over this game again on emulator so that I can try a lot of the harder tricks, because there's too many cutscenes in this game for me to go loading it up on console. So I've just kind of practiced all this stuff during actual runs. But anyway, so what you want to do is you want to bait Yawn to attack forward and get him into a position where he always has his head up. And then you angle him towards Chris's right arm, because Chris's right arm has the knife, and that's how I'm registering multiple hits. Yawn can't actually kill you. Yawn can't actually kill you unless he is like doing the thing where he's like hiss, 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 like 3 times in a row. When that happens, if you manage to heal before the actual lunge, then you will avoid his kill trigger completely. I'm actually not so sure of a way to fight Yawn no damage with the knife, so I just don't even try. I just try to register as many hits as possible like I did. So aim directly for that corner, like just angle a little to the right. And that will actually compress Chris's hitbox just enough so that you'll be able to slide right on by that zombie on the floor. Because if you try to run the same angle as you do with Jill, then the zombie will grab your foot. I'm not sure what the fastest way to dodge that zombie is, but I just use the stutter step until he moves into a wall. And and then take advantage of that. It's also worth pointing out that Jan actually does not poison you during that fight. He just causes straight damage. The only time that Jan poisons you, that Jan can poison you, is the first time you encounter him. And yes, in case you were wondering, that's the actual official name of the snake, is Jan. So to get around him on the floor, what you do is you angle towards the corner and tap up a few times until Chris's legs completely clear it. And then you can go towards the door with Super Zombie coming out. When Super Zombie comes out, what you do is you start by holding left, and then when Chris moves a step to the left, what you do is you slide your thumb about 180 degrees, like in a half circle, over the top of the D-pad until you rest at up and right, and then you can just start mashing X, and then you go through the door that way. The Super Zombie dodge is actually a little difficult. Hunters generally only slash with their left claws, and depending on your starting animation, hunters may also head you off and slash you if you try to go directly for a door. That last hit there, normally that dodge is a lot more consistent, but keep in mind, they always slash with the left claw, so run towards Chris's left. I don't even know what I was doing there, trying to grab that red herb. Fortunately, this was a straight shot to the battery. And here is the section where these dogs can actually damage you. I don't remember if I dodged these zombies correctly in my 105-24 on PSP or not. What makes it so hard in Chris's run is that third dog, because you kind of have to blind dodge him on the way back to the elevator, as well as the other dogs.
Enrico!
Don't come any closer, Chris.
Wait, what happened?
Double crosser!
Don't!
Hell. Umbrella.
Who is it? Is someone there? Double crosser? What did he mean by that?
That dodge there is actually pretty difficult. You have to run towards that first hunter's left, and then make sure that you're running in a straight enough line to be able to get the crank. And pick it up as early as possible. The second hunter, just hug the wall. The third hunter, just hold up and right. The hunter I just dodged there, just hold up and right until you are moving in a completely straight angle, and then just round the corner, and he generally won't slash you there. You have to pick up that flamethrower there. Don't use it, obviously. So, Black Tiger. Run towards the door, slash the left side, then run towards the right before Black Tiger spits, then slash once, run to the left, he'll spit, then slash one more time, and you go through the door. Basically, what you have to do is you have to use all of the gaps in Black Tiger's attacks as efficiently as possible so that you can pass around him whenever he does attack, and then bait out yet another attack that will hit the web. So, that's called a force of habit. That is very much called a force of habit. For For some reason I thought I was getting good ending. So, if I had actually avoided that boulder cutscene there, then this run would have been under an hour. That, I don't know. Whatever. Someday. Maybe on PSP or something. So making a quick pit stop by the item box to grab that first aid spray. Getting to the laboratory, even on no healing items, is fairly easy for Jill, but for Chris, because Chris has a lot more enemies to dodge, it's pretty likely that you're going to need an extra healing item. I should also mention that you can skip the computer's boot up screen by holding the confirm button while the computer is booting up. Just running straight behind that zombie will let you go directly to the double doors. You can see there was yet another zombie next to the mode disc over there, but doesn't matter, we're not picking it up. Only matters in best ending, fortunately. So there's like very little difference between running Jill through the laboratory and running Chris through the laboratory. Once again, stutter step backwards. That zombie will go to the wall. There is a much faster dodge between the two zombies on the lower half of that map. but I decided to say F that. So, chimeras. Getting around the first chimera, hold up and right around the corner, and he will swing and miss completely. It's one of the few cases where they do that. Then turn left. The second chimera will be there. He'll swing down. Jesus Christ, that's loud. Let me turn that down a little. Sorry to blow out your eardrums. And on the third cycle through the room, Chris has an extra chimera to deal with, so we have to dodge 2 of them. Hard right around the corner, second hard right around the corner, and then we're done. Just take the most direct line to the door, and try not to go under the other chimera while doing so. And with that 5-minute cutscene,
Chris, as my subordinate, you have wonderful talent.
I would never work for a company like Umbrella. And Wesker, you were formerly with Umbrella.
What do you mean?
Since when have you been an Umbrella agent? And a traitor to the stars?
Now you're wrong. I was formerly with Umbrella, yes. But now I'm prepared to face anything. Even getting rid of you vigilante stars.
Now, the worst possible situation has occurred. The failure of the experiment created a virus, a biological weapon, polluting the entire lab.
No, the worst happened with the tyrant virus. I lost some of my stars' team members because of it.
You killed them with your own hands. Did you kill Enrico?
Enrico? I'll destroy the stars myself, including you. The fact is, Umbrella does not know what to do with the tyrant virus. We have orders to blow up this laboratory, and it's not a bad idea. But I think we should save this important research for future use.
You think you can disappear with such important material?
Would you like to see it? Come with me. I'm sorry for my lack of manners, but I'm not used to escorting men. Now, walk.
Wesker, you totally into that Gachimuchi. Shut up.
Is this?
That's right. This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant! Chris? Stop it.
Wesker, you're pitiful. This is your savior? You say this failure is your savior?
You can make sure yourself whether Tyrant is a failure or not. Go to hell. Jill will join you too. What? Don't come this way! No!
can't kill me.
So that cutscene unequips your weapon. I tried to see if I could get the hang-up started, but I'm actually not sure the best way to do it. So instead I just go for the Japanese star pattern, which is try to knife the pustule on his right leg, and then move out of the way before he hits you. It's a lot harder to do as Chris, because Chris has a slightly longer recovery time than Jill for his knife, I think. I could be wrong. But it has everything to do with the way the hitboxes... Oh, I may have accidentally pause canceled there. Uh-oh. I did not mean to do that. I just like stopped to check my health. But yeah, you can see basically just whenever the tyrant slashes, then that's when you want to hit him. But it's only after you've gotten out of the way. It's like run slash he slashes. I don't even know the correct timing for that. I just do it and hope that it works. So, the last zombies you encounter just vomit, and you can squeeze past the last zombie and then go directly to the heliport.
This is Brad. I have a fuel shortage. Okay, this is the last try. If somebody's alive, please send a sign.
So this is pretty much it. All you have to do is hit the flare and the game is over. Once again, no final tyrant fight, because doing so means that you would be forced to use the rocket launcher. So that is why you go for the bad ending in this fight. Go for the bad ending. For a knife-only run, that is. So, yeah, there's like no climax or anything like that. Just use the flare, be done. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also be sure to follow my Twitter at CarcinogenSDA and my Twitch page at twitch.tv/CarcinogenSDA. All of the links will be in the description. I stream on Twitch full-time, so if you were wondering when I go live, it's usually morning, early afternoon Eastern Standard Time, so about 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. at the latest. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next video.